Hello student, good morning. I am Rashmi Vadva, Assistant Professor of St. Andrew Institute of Technology and Management from ETCE Department. Student, today's topic is cache memory, virtual memory and 80186. This is from your microcontroller units 2 and lecture number 4. Student, we discussed in the last lecture about 8086, their interrupts, their architecture, their introduction, the pin diagram, their interrupts and all. So first of all, first topic in this is a cache memory. Basically, what do you mean by a cache memory? Cache memory is a very special high-speed memory. It is used to speed up and synchronize it with high-speed CPU. Cache memory is costly than the main memory or a disk, but economical than CPU registers. Okay, it is very expensive as compared to the main memory, but economical as compared to the CPU. Program and data need to be stored in the main storage to be executed. Program and data not needed immediately may be kept on the secondary storage until needed and then brought into the main memory for the reference. Basically, it holds frequently requested data and instructions so that they are immediately available to CPU when needed. Students, what happened actually, देखिए, CPU is connected with the primary memory and secondary memory. You can see the diagram. Basically आपका जो मेन मेमोरी है या फिर मैं ये कहूँ CPU है, that is connected to main memory and a secondary memory. But between CPU and main memory there is a memory that is called a cache memory. मेमोरी हमने CPU, यहाँ मान लो एक CPU है और प्राइमरी मेमोरी है और सेकेंडरी मेमोरी है, तो प्राइमरी मेमोरी और CPU के बीच में हम कैचे मेमोरी लगा देते हैं. कैचे मेमोरी इज यूज बेसिकली टू रिड्यूस द एवरेज टाइम ऑफ एक्सेस डेटा फ्रॉम मेन मेमोरी. द कैचे इज अ स्मॉलर and a faster memory which stores copies of the data from frequently used main memory location. There are the various dependent, independent caches in a CPU which store instruction and data. Basically, cache performs like a, there is a level of storage, or you can say that levels of memory in the cache: level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Fine. But when we are discussing about the cache memory performance, then cache memory performance can be defined in two types. There is a one hit or miss. Basically, when the processor needs to read or write a location in main memory, it first check for a corresponding entry in the cache. And now 2 points are important. If the processor finds the memory location is in the cache, a cache hits has occurred and the data is read from cache. That means underline the point, cache hit. If the processor does not find the memory location in the cache, a cache miss has occurred. For the cache miss, the cache allocated a new entry and copy in data from main memory. Then the request is fulfilled from the content of the cache. This is basically the work or a performance of the cache. Basically, the performance of the cache memory is frequently measured in the terms of called hit ratio. Basically, hit ratio is what? Hit ratio is equals to hit into में या hit divided by hit plus miss, or you can say the total number of hits upon में total access is the cache hit ratio. And we can improve the cache performance using higher cache block size, reduce miss rate, reduce miss penalty, or reduce the time to hit in the cache. This is all about the cache memory. Now come to the second memory, that is called a virtual memory. Basically, student, what do you mean by virtual memory? This is the diagram for the virtual memory and physical memory. Basically, virtual memory is an memory or a memory management scheme that permits the execution of various processes which may not entirely in RAM. It is possible that user program can be larger than physical memory. Or you can say that a virtual memory is a memory management of an operating system which uses hardware and software to allow a computer to compensate for physical memory shortage by temporarily transferring data from random access memory to disk storage. This is basically virtual memory. Basically आप virtual memory का एक example ले सकते हैं. Virtual memory might contain twice as many addresses as main memory, or main purpose of the virtual memory is to enlarge the address space or the set of addresses a program can utilize. This is the main motive of the virtual memory. Virtual memory makes the programming much simpler because the programmer does not have to take care of the size of the physical memory available, and by the CPU utilization and throughput increases as a user utilizes less physical memory. Some user can keep their program in memory as well. So we can say that extra memory actually is called a virtual memory. You can say that this is the physical memory. This is your physical memory. नीचे हमने यहाँ disk भी लगाया. This is physical memory RAM. This is disk, and this is virtual memory. Basically, a computer can address more memory than the amount physically installed on the system. This extra memory is actually called a virtual memory, and it is a section of, you can say, the hard disk that set up the computer's RAM. The ability to execute a program that is partially in memory would counter many benefits. This is all about the virtual memory. Student, basically जो virtual memory है और कैचे memory है, इसका ये 5 और अगर एक वर्चुअल मेमोरी की बात करें तो 5 मार्क्स में पेपर में पूछा जा सकता है, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय वर्चुअल मेमोरी. और कैचे मेमोरी की बात करूं तो ये भी 5 मार्क्स का एक टॉपिक बनता है अबाउट कि कैचे मेमोरी आपकी कितनी क्या है. तो 10 मार्क्स का दोनों आ सकते हैं. एक्सप्लेन तो आपको विद डायग्राम, और जो भी आपको थोड़ा बहुत मटेरियल पता है आप कैचे मेमोरी और वर्चुअल मेमोरी के बारे में लिख सकते हैं विद डायग्राम. प्लीज आपको डायग्राम जरूर एक्सप्लेन करना है. Next topic is 80186 microprocessor. आपने फर्स्ट लेक्चर में 8086 माइक्रोप्रोसेसर पढ़ा था और थोड़ा बहुत ओवरव्यू मैंने उसमें 8085 का भी दिया है, जैसे उसके 5 इंटरप्ट्स का हमने डिस्कशन किया था. So 80186 microprocessor is the advanced or improved version of 8086 microprocessor. बेसिकली 8086 माइक्रोप्रोसेसर भी हमारा 16 बिट का माइक्रोप्रोसेसर था. ये भी मेरा 16 बिट का माइक्रोप्रोसेसर है विद 16 डेटा बस एंड 20 एड्रेस लाइंस. हमारे पास 186 माइक्रोप्रोसेसर इज कंटेन्स 16 बिट माइक्रोप्रोसेसर एंड 16 बिट डेटा बस एंड 20 बिट एड्रेस बस. तो आपका इसका जो डायग्राम है वो इम्पोर्टेंट है, और जो इसका आर्किटेक्चर है उस आर्किटेक्चर के साथ आपको एक्सप्लेन करने सारे ब्लॉक डायग्राम्स. देखिए, सी दिस इज द आर्किटेक्चर ऑन स्क्रीन एंड आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग these part one by one. So it is basically 80186 has a programmable peripheral device. This you can see on my screen. This is a programmable peripheral device. One is programmable control register, programmable DMA unit, programmable timer, programmable interrupt counter. This is clock generator. This is an execution unit. This is my bus interface unit. This is my chip select unit. बेसिकली अगर मैं डिस्कस करूं तो 6 और 7 इंपॉर्टेंट ब्लॉक डायग्राम्स हैं 80186 के. एंड रिपीटिंग अगेन, द बस इंटरफेस यूनिट BIU बोलते हैं, एग्जीक्यूशन यूनिट EU बोलते हैं, क्लॉक जनरेटर, programmable interrupt controller, programmable chip selector, programmable DMA controller, and programmable counter oblique timers. This is the whole architecture divided into categories, 7 or 6 categories. Basically, and when we're discussing about the instruction set of 186, it is a superset of the instruction set of 8086. And the term superset means that all of the 8086 instruction will execute properly on an 186, but 8086 having a few additional instructions जो कि हम उसके इंस्ट्रक्शन पार्ट में देखेंगे, बट आपके लिए इसका आर्किटेक्चर इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो वन बाय वन हम इसके ब्लॉक डायग्राम को डिस्कस करेंगे. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल BIU and EU. The BIU bus interface unit and this one EU execution unit is same as the 8086. The 8086 is a 68 pin package and having a status lines, or you can see some pins in this architecture. And 8086 work in both mode, maximum mode and minimum mode. ये हमने उसमें पढ़ा था. So 186 having a clock generator. This one is a clock generator. A clock generator, this reduces the component count in a system. It has 3 pins, X1, X2 and clock out. This one, X1, X2 and clock out. This X1 and X2 are connected to a crystal that resonate twice the operating frequency of the microprocessor. The clock out pin provide a system clock signal that is a 1/2 the crystal frequency. Or in addition to external pin, the clock generator provide the internal timing for the synchronization and the ready pin. This is the ready pin for the input pin. Now come to the programmable interrupt controller. This is your PIC. This programmable interrupt controller provides C number of interrupts: INT0, INT1, INT2, INT3. यानी कि 4 interrupts तो ये हो गए. So programmable interrupt controller has 4 interrupt input as well as 1 non-maskable interrupt NMI. These input operate within the 2 modes. These operate in 2 modes. One is internal mode and the external mode. In internal mode, if the 4 interrupt input are programmed, then a signal applied to one of them to push the return address on the stack and vector directly to the start of the interrupt service procedure for that interrupt. And in the external mode, the interrupt INT2, INT3 pins can be programmed to be used as interrupt input, or they can be programmed to function as interrupt acknowledgement output. This mode is used to interface with the external 8259. Our 8259 is what? आप अपना 4th unit में पढ़ेंगे. Programmable interrupt controller ही है हमारा 8259. When 8259A is externally attached with 80186, then 80186 microprocessor works as a masters and the 8259 works as a slave. अगर हम इसके साथ program interrupt controller add कर देते हैं 8259, जो कि आपकी 4th unit का topic है, और वो आपका एक डिवाइस है जिससे हमारे नंबर ऑफ इंटरप्ट्स जो हैंडल करने वाली चीज है वो बढ़ जाती है. Now come to the programmable chip select unit. This is your chip select unit. This is basically this built in an address decoder unit and can be programmed to produce and active low chip select signal when memory or a port address in a specified range is sent out. This built-in a decoder is to select major blocks of memory and आप इसके साथ देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर pins connected हैं, that is PS0, PS4, PS, LS, US. These are the pins connected to this, and this decoder is to select major blocks of memory. 6 memory address chip select signal are available, that is LCS lower chip select signal, UCS is upper chip select lines, and I think this MCS is middle chip select line, and the boundary of the lower chip select signal is begins with the 00000H, and the boundary of the upper chip select signal is ends at a 5 times FFFFH. And the size of the area for the programmable by some bits put in the control world and wait states can be automatically installed within the section of the area of memory. And this is PCS is what? This is P, programmable chip select. You can see here producing memory chip select signal. The 80186 can be programmed to produce up 7 peripheral chip select signal to its lower line of PCS0, PCS2, PCS4 and PCS5 oblique A1 and PCS6 oblique A2 pins. And the programmable area input output area starts at a base input output address programmed by user, and all 7128 bytes blocked are contiguous. Now come to this programmable DMA unit. You know the DMA, last unit में हमने cover किया. Direct memory access having a 2 pins DRQ0, DRQ1, that is DMA request. D stands for DMA, RQ stands for request, and this is 0 and 1. Again, this is divided into 20-bit source pointer, 20-bit destination pointer, 16-bit terminal count, and control register. The DMA unit have a 2 requests, DRQ0 and DRQ1. These input allows external device such as this controller for CRT controller request use one of the DMA channel. For each DMA channel, 80186 has a full 20-bit register to hold the source address and a 20-bit register to hold the destination address, and a 16-bit counter to keep the track how many words or a byte have been transferred. And the DMA transfer can from memory to memory, input output devices, or between input output and memory. Now to come to the programmable timer and a controller. This one is your programmable timer and a controller. The timer section contains 3 fully programmed 16-bit timer 0 and timer C. This is timer 0 and timer 1. Timer 0 output, timer 0 in, timer 1 out, timer 1 in. These timer 0 and 1 generate waveforms for the external use and have derived by either the master clock of 80186 or by an external clock. They are used to count external events. On the third timer 2, that is connected internally. This one you can see, this one. This is connected internally to the processor clock, and the output of the timer 2 generate an interrupt after a specified number of clocks and can provide a clock to the other timers. So this is all about the 80186 programmable DMA unit done, chip select done, bus interface unit done, programmable interrupt controller done, timers done, clock generator done. Remaining is execution unit. It is same as 8086, 16-bit ALU. Having a 16-bit ALU means that arithmetic logical operations, and 16-bit general purpose, same as a 8086 microprocessor. So student, up to this covered, this is all detail about the timers, programmable DMA unit, programmable chip selection unit, and power save mode feature, and the refresh control unit. Basically the refresh control unit generate the refresh row address at the internal program, and the power save mode is a feature allowed the system clock to be divided by 4, 8 or 16 to reduce the power consumption. This is the feature of 80186, and this is a programmable chip selection unit. This is built-in programmable memory and input-output decoder. As I explain all the block diagram or all the blocks inside the 80186 architecture. Thank you, students. In next video, we will discuss about 80 to 86. Thank you, students.